He's the greatest thief in the multiverse.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing with Dack Fayden, who was the greatest thief in the multiverse before he tragically died in War of the Spark. But his legacy lives on with his ability to pilfer artifacts. This is a card that never should have been allowed to be commander because it's strong, it's annoying, and it can steal oh so easily. With a plus that gets you some draw and discard, which is easy to synergize with cards like Captain Howler and Riel, and a minus that just straight up steals an artifact, you have an awful lot to do at 3 mana. Now, if you manage to get him up to 6 loyalty, and we do have some proliferate to do that, you can also steal by casting any type of spell. And that means that even if you have spells that target multiple cards, you are able to steal every single thing that they target. Now, Dack is, not always facing down against artifact decks, and not everybody is playing cheap mana rocks, so we have an easy solution to that criminal problem, and that answer is to turn things into artifacts so we can take them. Relics Roar, as well as cards like Liquid Metal Coating are very easily able to turn things into artifacts for our stealing pleasure. This is the kind of deck that's very annoying, and people will concede against you early because you're either killing their stuff, countering their stuff, or stealing their stuff. So let's take Dack into the queue and see what we can steal today. Gretchen. Gretchen is going to be bringing in lands, drawing lots of cards, and discounting her ability, so it's nearly free. She's kind of like a Thrasios, but slightly different. I don't love this hand. It gives me a way to bounce her, but that doesn't do much. Arius gets me some, just like, tempo over time. But there's very few cards that, like, I have the ones that deal 4 damage that can kill Gretchen. I guess I'll keep this. I am going first, which does help, but they'll probably play, like, ramp on turn 1, because they're a Gretchen deck. Not ramp? Yeah, this is a Simic tempo deck, which I would say is typically faster and can get ahead of something like the Stack deck. Yeah, Simic training grounds. And also, like, what is it? Visionary? There's something else that also reduces the costs. I'll swing in with the Arius in case I get a land. No, we got Relics Roar. That is a very fun card. Sad I can't play it here. And I'll go for the Dack, who will probably be countered, but at least there's no mana drains anymore. Oh, wow, not countered yet. Biomancer's Familiar does, too. Yeah. I will draw and drop. This is going to be discarded anyway, so I'm just going to discard it to this ability. How worried am I about fancy lands from them? I'd rather have a second blue source. They Farseek. They're ramping. Yeah, the more lands they have, the more they can activate Gretchen's ability. Are we brawling? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm brawling. Do I just want to go for, like, a big hit this turn? I think I do. I'm going to play Wooded Foothills. This doesn't get stifled, tails ended, anything like that. Great. Steam Vent. Shock it in. Captain Howler. And we're plussin'. I'll drop a land and the Talisman. Oh, not land. There we go. This lets me put a nice big buff on Arius. Swing in. We also get to get this card sought. Deal 7 damage. I like that this is one of those discard games. A Growth Spiral. It's a Cabaret Courtyard. What you gonna do with all that land? I think I draw 2 cards because I discarded 2 cards. Nope. Doesn't matter here. Cool. No, it's just once per the buff. Yeah, it's per activation. So they house melded, which means they will get a copy of this, which will do nothing because it has to attack. And they have the training grounds. Perfect. And do I have a proliferate here? I do. I guess I could put that into my hand. Yes, please. I'll start with the fleeting distraction. Thank you so much for the Gretchen. And I'm gonna chill here with March of Swirling Mist as a protective spell. Just a casual early ult. You know how it is. Discard synergy. That card synergy. This is what Gretchen players deserve. You know how I feel about Gretchen. Very negatively. GG. Rafllos Llanowar Emissary unfortunately goes first. And since I don't really have the kind of turn 1 removal I would need, that's bad for me. Now, if I were able to wait for a little bit more, I could, you know, steal something. But with the bounce on turn 2 and them already tapping for all that mana, I'm gonna need something better, something faster. A bolt, or in this case, unable to scream. This is perfect. I will drop the fetch land here. I can even potentially use that signet somewhere in the middle. Birds of Paradise. Okay, so they're ramping. I would far rather hit the Rafllos, though, with the Unable to Scream than the Birds of Paradise. Because this taps for 1 mana. This taps for, like, 3 mana after, like on the first time they use it. I love Kitesail Arsonist. All right, so we're going to see if the Unable to Scream works. Nice. It did. I could actually use Dack now to steal it. Just to make it even harder for them to, like, get it back. But I think it's okay here. This is one of those things where, like, I can wait. But it is a little bit risky. Okay, discard 2. I'm going to drop Howler because it's never going to outpace them, and the Arcane Signet because I have a land. Their name an elf. They have 4 mana. By the way, there is plenty of, like, artifact and enchantment removal, but... Okay, Marwyn. So this is another one of those can tap for tons of mana, but it's more useful to me than the Rafllos is. Like, a lot more useful. I could also just, like, kill it here. Nah, I'm gonna try to force them to sacrifice it. So I can turn Marwyn into an artifact. Now, if this was something that had already been tapped or had something preventing it from being activated, then they wouldn't be able to sacrifice it in response. But because of how this is, they were able to sacrifice it. I got Amizium Mortars, I gotta kill the Birds of Paradise. Yeah, I think Kitesail Larcenist in this deck is one of the funnier turn something into an artifact temporarily cards, because, yeah, you can get around me stealing your card by sacrificing it. Okay, Llanowar Tribe. This is definitely Rafllos Elves. Great. Plussin. Hello, Fury. Yeah, I could hold for a counterspell. I could kill you, Elf. If they only have 3 mana, the things they're casting, first of all, might not be counterable. Second of all, not really what I care about stealing. This is the sort of thing where, like, it's a 50-50. Because even if it's uncounterable, if I steal it, this still works. Yeah, Rafllos is an artifact. But, like, doesn't matter. He's also an elf. As I said before, like, stealing him is not my priority. Alright, what did we get? Liquid Metal. Drex. Okay, nice. I'm swinging in with both. And I'm showing them what I have. I'm surprised they didn't kill Rafllos there. Now remember, uncounterable, but stealable. Dang. It was a 50-50. I'm always going to play those odds. So when they attack here, they're actually going to get a slight extra buff, assuming they attack with both to kill Dack. Actually, keeping him at 1 is pretty nice. They're going to get +1/+1 counter and an untap. Good job. Ooh, Priest of Titania is actually probably, like, one of my best targets to steal here. Or I could just, like, kill everything except for Dionys. Mm-hmm. I guess the Rafllos. Nice. No, it would die, because that would get -1/-1. So I'll swing in first. And then I'm gonna get angry. Those all get exiled. They're looking at Dack like, why are you like this? Greatest thief in the multiverse. Also the greatest jerk in the multiverse. GG, Rafllos. The Viza Orbital Overseer will be making lots of lands, playing some nice removal, counter spells, and of course, landfall, since you make lands whenever she enters. I've even seen Viza Artifacts deck and Viza Blink deck. This deck is just so generically strong that, well, there's no reason you have to play around its strongest abilities. Viza will also be making these landers, flying 2/1s that can be sacrificed to get a land, though you don't usually see them get sacrificed unless there's like a board wipe and they happen to have mana up. Oh, speaking of having mana up, they actually start with more mana than us. By the power of Gemstone Caverns. Once upon a time, they find a spell. Somebody's asking if I write down timestamps when I'm recording. I don't. I'm writing down what I'm playing against. So the Ambassador of Evendo is, well, got a really nasty landfall ability, but not one that I think is really drawing me into using this Fury yet. I don't know. I could use it just to prevent them from getting the card draw. Yeah, I guess I will. I'll drop the Shattered Skull Smashing. Because with the combination of like us having fetch lands and the fact that this can trigger over and over, I don't want them to have even more card draw. And I'm on one of the few turns where I don't feel I need to hold up the counter spell. Breeding Pool, Tireless Provisioner, also a card worth killing. Great news. I can turn it into an artifact. I could even steal it, but it wouldn't have any abilities. And I really want to hold up my counter spell. So I'm going to turn it into a 0/2. And yes, I could use Dack here to take it. I'm not going to. I'm just holding my counter spell. Viza is very annoying. Really? Dack. Okay, it goes back in my hand. And yes, if I ever play Standard Brawl. Yeah, I've done some Standard Brawl videos on my channel. Ooh, Fragment Reality to free the Provisioner. I have no creatures that cost 0. Auto-Tapper was trying to hold up Renegade tactics. Yeah, I did a couple, and I'll probably do a few more Standard Brawl videos for, Avatar, because, like, Allies is not well supported in Historic Brawl, so we'll do it in Standard Brawl. Dang, they had a counter for my counter. Look at all these ding-dang cheap interactions. Hey. Chat, I deserve a Viza, right? Yeah? This is for me? Yoink. Taking the Tireless Provisioner is also fine, but I like this. I have enough mana to play Dack again, because the first counterspell just, like, put it in hand. Yeah, as a treat. This is for me. Hey. Watch him just bounce it back into hand. The Viza for Miza. I'll take this next. If I can. I would like to. Oh, look at me. I have landfall. That's gonna be me soon, Caleb. I hope. They also have, by the way, Mistrise Village. Whenever I see this card in a deck running counterspells, I know this is like the nastiest spikes imaginable. There's something about this card that to me is so wrong. The fact that it's a blue card that you do not need like red or green to activate is so wrong. It's so gross. Oh, that's for if we get the ult. Let me instead attempt some of this. I'm actually going to attack in first. Yay, a lander! Is this new in Brawl? No, but we haven't had that many decks that exploit it. Am I saying that Avatar is not strong enough to use in Historic Brawl? No, absolutely not. I'm saying that Allies as a Typal deck is really only drawing from that set. So it has a very small card pool outside of the good stuff. So playing it as 60 card means you can play a lot of it, like with Katara, versus playing Allies in Brawl. Especially because we don't have the Zendikar Allies. Not that they're that good, but they would build on the theme. Allies! They killed the lander. Not even doing a block and sacrifice? What's this for? Board wipes? Please don't. I stole this fair and square, please! Oh, they're telling Dack to get lost. Okay, he gets lost. What's this? Are you destroying all non-land permanents? Pretty much. Wow, that's gross. That just made me sad. I wouldn't have access to General Tazri in Standard Brawl. I don't have access to General Tazri in Historic Brawl. I think you may be confused. Original Zendikar was never brought to Arena. Oh, somebody's asking if we had Liquimetal Torque in this. No, I wish we had Liquimetal Torque. Liquimetal Torque is just the better Liquimetal coating. But it was from Modern Horizons. And now they have lands on lands on lands on lands. Yeah, I would say that even if they did add all the Zendikar Rising cards, most of them are not worth playing. Gonna pay some life here to dig. Still digging. You can technically phase this out so they don't get the attack trigger. Yeah, if we had Liquimetal Torque, honestly, I'd be playing it in tons of decks just because it's a 2-mana rock. Ugh, gross! They ephemerated it, which means they get another land. Cycling the land that they have in their hand. Chandra, I can use to... I'll try to get rid of her. but they will be able to just play this again. Still gonna go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have also gone for the plus and doubling this, but I'm gonna, I think, use that next turn. Fading Hope to put it back into hand so it doesn't get its cost increased. We hit them in the face for 4. It's not in play, though, so they can't rebound it. Yeah, so they'll get 2 more lands off World Weave in this. Oh, they could even copy World Weave this turn. Oh, lucky you. Yeah, we have Zendikar Rising, but not original Zendikar. And we do have a Tazri, but not general Tazri. Oh, and now they can copy World Weave, if that's what they crave, and they probably do. I'm going to go for this plus, as opposed to the +2. Okay, I have a Snowborn Simulacra and shove aside. I will go for the... I think Snowborn here. Do I think they have a counterspell in hand? Just gonna hope they don't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this should happen twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll take one of those misrises. 5. 6. This is the first thing I'm casting this turn, so Chandra should copy it. Nice. And we're going to use mostly the same targets. 4, 5. Do I want any of those? Not really. With the manland again. This is cool. Thank you. I can even put one of the copies of Chandra into play. Pinnacle Monk lets me bring back spells. So I'm going to go with the Viza. That gets me a planet. Just the way we planned it. Yep, we're going to reset the Chandras, keeping the new one. With 2 mana, I can't do too much, but I can still minus 1, 2, 3, 4. Hitting you and you. That's pretty nasty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And do I want to do the thing? No. All right, discard 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I need 2 sinks? 2 stinks? Nah. 5. I don't have enough cards in hand. I will always have enough cards in hand. Double the World Weave, double the triggers. I still held on to this because, I don't know. Maybe I'll get a little value out of it. I don't know. Looking at the spells I can bring back into hand. There's some cool ones. I will go for the 2 mana or... Do I just find a way to kill them this turn? I think I have ways to kill them this turn. So I'm going to start by swinging in with Viza. They have to block. Oh, if they have to block, then I just move you out of the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have enough to play the other Chandra. That gets duplicated. And then we play the other Chandra to deal the rest of the damage directly. Perfect. Whew, got there. Lonus, cryptozoologist who recently got some very, very good upgrades in the form of Academy Manufactor. I am a huge fan of Lonus because she makes clues. And with that cool snake making some clue action, you can sacrifice them to steal from your opponent. We can also steal their clues because Dack-like artifact. They've played an elf. Get him! Hi. They're saying hello and blowing me kisses. Wait, kisses. I blow you kisses too. Everybody here gets kisses. Even you, Scraps. Come here. Mwah. Hey. Hey. Wiremite. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know what you are? You're an artifact. You gotta wash away here? Force Spike. Dang. They're like, ooh, I knew Amy wouldn't be able to resist the bait of a Haywire Mite, and you were correct. You show me a stealable artifact, and I'm just like, ooh, you telling me I can have one of these? You telling me I could get one of these from the diner? Well, I would love one. I will bop Lonus before she makes any clues, or try to bop. Bop. Well, Scraps is a little baby, but she is also an old lady. She can be both. They get their first clue. So far, I've been hindered in my attempts to do crime. Graph Mole. Nice. That's one of those, like, yeah, I mean, it works in the deck. I could use a land. There's some more removal. This would help me steal. But right now, I can't steal if I don't have the lands for it. It would let me steal, like, their commander or something. Do I want to risk them getting that? I'm gonna go for Arius this turn. Oh, Scraps, you're so good. You're gonna gain some life. Draw a card. Why are you looking at me like that, honey? Why's my cat got this little stinky face to her? The siren's song of stealing. Alright, we need to attack to get our non-shark card in hand. Okay, I can't play that. It costs too much mana. Lonus is a crypto, bro. Lonus is a bro. She's just a cool guy. Good, lands. So that goes away. Oh, Scratch, you're so good. Rushman, thank you for the 39-month resub. Scraps, my sweet kitten cat. I wish you would stay in camera frame. I do this, perhaps. She's a little bit more in frame now. Good girl. Good girl. Don't huff at me, girl. Lanza, you're right. Oh, yeah, you have a couple of them. Just a few. Now, I could go for the combo of, like, Howler and Atreus here. I'm going to actually lead this turn with the time work because it's going to help inform what else I do this turn. Okay, the answer is I do get a little bit more. Monkey. Oh. Yeah, Scraps, you occupy that. You occupy that space, you good little girl. I think Force Spiked is a flex. I can afford overloaded Mizium Mortars, which would completely clear their board. Renegade Tactics. Those are such funny spells. They work really well in this deck. They are, like, cantripping... just ways for me to, like, target a single creature. It's for when Dack ults. Nice. Happy. And since I'm going to be discarding this anyway, and I don't really need this to grow, I'll make it so Arius can't block this turn. Get another card. Memory lapse. Cool. Oh my gosh, Scrap. You're so good. Don't brrr at me, honey. Going in with Ragavan and Arius. Got an Enter the Enigma. And I'm going to play Kill the Lonus so I can do more crime. What kind of bender is Scraps? A fluff bender. Get to draw. Could go for Dack. Could hold up counter magic. Instead, I'm going to play Captain Owler. I guess I could have also played that as a land. A snack bender, a treat bender. Scraps, are you going to manipulate treats? She's going to manipulate me for treats is what she's going to do. Honey. You only come over here because you know you're getting love, attention, and snacks. Good girl. I think it's time for Dack. If I don't, like, kill myself first off various abilities. Good girl. Counter spell. Memory lapse your counter spell. I'm plussin'. Me, please. And we're winning! Good job. Scraps, you're winning too. It's Goben and Fleam, or the Green Goblin, who hopefully I can steal. I have a little bit of removal in this hand. I have some stack interaction. Oh, bye, Scraps. She stopped it, and she was saying hi. And she ditched us. I'm going to start with this Mystic Sanctuary, since it'll be coming in tapped on pretty much any of these turns. And then go into the mountain. If they play something little, I can light it on fire. Like Goben. Goben's little. If I can get to 4 mana, I can steal a creature with Dack on the turn he comes out. Yeah, this is discarding and playing from the graveyard. You can actually play, like, Dack in their deck really well. I think I'm going to just play out Dack and go for the plus. Going to filter through my hand a little bit. I got Drick's Interception. I'm gonna drop these 2 lands. And depending on what kind of mana they have up on their turn, that will help determine what we do. Ooh, okay. Dark Ritual. Into Inti? What else? You got 2 more mana. Putting a Troll of Khazad-dûm into your graveyard, which will put a card into exile under City Sewers. Nice. That's a land. I mean, you were going to tutor for Swamp anyway, but there's a land. They'll get to discard twice if they'd like to. Ooh, nope, they're not going to use that. Ghostly Pilferer. Inti, by the way, was a card that was like a maybe for this deck. I ended up putting in some similar cards. All part of the discard theme. Maybe I'll add it back in. Oh, Brayfin is saying you could use Fabricate, Gamble, Goblin Engineer, Hoarding Dragon, Reckless, Handling, Scour for Scraps, War for Invention in Arena to tutor for Liquid Metal Toric. Nice! Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Behind the Mask. I want that Goben. Give to me. This is mine. And by getting the extra counters on Dack, he's just a little harder to kill. Yeah, there's probably others, but they're not... They're too expensive to want to actually play. So they're swinging in with both, which means they're not going for the Inti buff. Oh, no, they are going for the Inti buff, even though they already played a land. Oh, nice. They got Scrounging Skyray. That was another consideration, as well as the Marauding Mako in this deck. They're great with the discards. And this is like one of the best discard cards, because it's just like discarding for free. That has 2 toughness. I can put an additional counter on this. Looks like they're just going for Inti stuff. But they won't be able to play this. Oh no! Until your next end step. So they'll have a chance. For both of those even. Nice! I'll draw. I'll discard. By playing this, I can get another counter. And now I can turn things into artifacts so I can steal them with Dack. Ah, the sweet life of crime. They're discarding Unearth. They have 3 different cards in exile there. That's great. Too bad, like, Flame Slash doesn't get that. But if they get, like, a Bolt, they'd be able to take them out. Yeah, making them have to contend with their own commander is pretty tough. I don't have a way to transform him unless I get a treasure. But imagine. Oh, GG. Old Stickfingers. Definitely going to be trying to reanimate Arden and Ulamog. Now, this hand doesn't actually have a way to stop that from happening. But it does have a Ragvan, which makes me kind of want to keep this. Old Stickfingers puts cards in the graveyard on cast, so Strict Serenade would not actually stop it. It's just kind of a matter of, like, racing against them. I could destroy or steal a mana rock. I am going to keep this because turn 1 monkey. Yeah, this is a combo deck. I could mulligan for, like, better pieces for it. But also, I can steal. Now remember, when I'm stealing with something like Ragavan, there is always a chance that I will be able to take that card right off the top of their deck before they happen to tutor it. Okay. They see the fear. They know fear. A one-trick pony gamer. I can also try to race with Dack, but because they're in black, they tend to have a lot of ways to kill planeswalkers. Claw's Heist! They are giving me a card and taking a card. Prismari Command, Vivi, Icarmoon Gauntlet are all good choices. Relic Store doesn't do much for them. This is just a way for me to steal cards. Yeah, so they're taking Vivi. Yeah, I wish that, like, Old Stickfingers combo was not in this format. But very few things ever get, you know, banned out of Brawl. All right, maximize my fixin' here. We draw. I will drop the Island and Strict Serenade. Yeah, some people, like, they're doing it for the daily wins because it's like a very consistent combo deck. And something that's very, like, powerful about it is how good it is against other top decks. Not necessarily like blue decks like this that have stack interaction, but more like it's strong against, say, a Johnny, where a Johnny is this super aggressive deck, but it's not a deck that's interacting much with the graveyard. You just noticed Vivi got alchemized. Thoughts on the nerf? I still think that it should be limited to once a turn, so you can't use it with Paradox Engine. And I also think that it shouldn't make mana on your opponent's turn to kind of keep it as similar, but a more fixed version. This Vivi is still broken. It's just broken in a different way.
Isn't the unknown exciting?
Captain Owler. Landing from the high seas. Yeah, this is only in digital formats where Vivi has this tap ability instead. Apparently, by the way, this was actually his text during one of his iterations in development. Yeah, stealing old Stickfingers does nothing for me. Can't steal Arden this turn. As much as I would like to. I don't need the Relic's Roar. So we're just holding Counterspell. And I'm going to try to get a second Counterspell off of Howler. I didn't get one, that's fine. Now they may have a discard spell before they go for reanimation. That is frequently a way that they can get around it. Oh no, they're just playing Vivi. Hi, Vivi. Check for traps? Oh no, you don't. So I'm actually now good to go because I have this ultimate ability. Dack is going to ult. And now even if they do reanimate, I can actually steal the Arden before it triggers. Which, nice. All right, Captain Owler, get in there. So they will zombify him. Now maybe they can give him hexproof. Or maybe... Ping pong! I'm gonna deal 1 damage each to Vivi and Arden. And since Dack's ult is in play, that's my Arden. And my Vivi. Well, it was my Vivi to start, but like, I'm taking it back. GG. Dack Fayden facing against himself. Now this could be a really tough battle because not only are we going to be trying to steal each other's strategies, we're also in this awkward spot where like our decks are designed to go against different decks, not itself. Now, if I steal their Dack somehow with my -6, I guess it would get legend ruled unless I don't have this out. So we're gonna see how this rolls. Ooh, starting out with a Mox Amber. That's cool, that's cool. I'm gonna start with a Monkey. Ook, ook. Yeah, they're a Bargler. A right and proper Bargler. They played the first artifact, but they will go first, giving me the perfect opportunity to steal. Let's see if Ragavan gets lit on fire. He does, in fact, get lit on fire. Flame slashed. Versus Cave. Ooh, what are you doing with that? Is this bait? Chat, is this bait? Are they a Dack Artifacts deck, maybe? They could sacrifice it in response. Or they could try to get another colored mana source and steal it. Yeah, I guess I just strip mined him. Okay. Dack is gone. Long live Dack. Vexing Bauble. Interesting. If I play the Signet, they could potentially steal it. But sure, yeah, I mean... Let's do this custody battle style. This is Stacks O'Dacks. Alright, so they're cracking this open because they know I'm probably not casting many free spells. They did get mana there, potentially holding up a counter spell. They do not have mana for Dack, though, because this can't happen until they have a legend out. Somebody's asking, are we getting Final Fantasy Scene Box cards in Arena? I don't know. I don't know if we're getting those arts. Hey, do you have, like, I don't know, a Stifle or something? Cool if you do. Electrolyze. Does give me a way to steal a Dack. But I need to, like, get this to ult first. No, okay. They're abrading this. Wouldn't you rather have stolen it? Guess not. Here comes Dack. Dack is back. And I'm gonna take their Mox Amber. This is mine! Dack, are you gonna take it back? Just two of the same greatest thief in the multiverse just yoinking their Mox Ambers back and forth. Like, dog, nobody can take you seriously. You're ridiculous. Do I let them plus? Do I care? I'm gonna let them plus. Death Prime, thank you for the 15-month resub. If they cast a piece of removal that I can counter, I can steal it and potentially redirect it at them. Or it just doesn't resolve. Of course I'm doing crime. It's a crime deck. A prime deck. Also, I would love to snowboard in Simulacra for X equals 5. I might be able to next turn. Scour for scrap. What do you tutor for? Ooh, liquid metal, right. Because that's what you use with the Dack. But then don't I just steal it? Of course I just steal it. You should know me by now. Oh, they're rifting Riel. I guess I could have led with a combat attacks. Yeah, I guess I'll invert polarity on that. I did get it, so I'll just put the Mox Amber back in the hand because I'd rather tax the Dack than bounce him. I do want the big card draw here. I'm dropping 2 cards, which means I'll draw an extra 2. They don't have enough mana to replay and steal. Ooh. Vivi. They might actually. What do you steal? If they get a land, I think they do. No, Relic's Roar. So they're going to turn her into an artifact and steal her with the minus. Yes, I see the same strategy I'm running. A very funny strategy. I could go for the big Simulacra here. I am going to start, though, with this. Vivi's going to get a counter. I can even proliferate the counter. They go so nicely together. Okay, Anger of the Gods. Steal that. That Tezzer's Gambit can be very helpful. This kills the stolen Riel. Going for combat, killing Dack, and holding up actual factual counterspell. I like how we have worse counterspells cancels with an upside because it has the tap ability, which lets me steal. They're just digging off Consult the Star Charts just to Good card. What do you consult, Dack? Yeah, I don't actually know, like, which cards can tutor for a 2-cost artifact. Trophy Mage is 3 cost. Is there one that's 2 cost? There's one that's 1 or 0, I think. Tribute Mage? Oh, I don't know if we have that one. I think it might be in the cube, but not otherwise in Arena. Can exile those so we can use them for goodies later. Tapping you for blue, 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 blue. Five, 6, 7. Just fill my hand here. 1, 2, 3. Actually, 3, 4, 5. That's a spell. 6, 7. Actually, that's not useful to have 2 of. It doesn't matter. Simulacra with Dack Ultimate is why it's in the deck. I also have a March of Swirling Mist. The X cost target any number kind of spells. They're like, I do not have enough card advantage to keep up with that. No, you don't. No, you don't. The Viza Orbital Overseer comes into play with a planet. Then, whenever you attack with anything, not just the Viza, you get a 2/1 flying creature. It does happen to be an artifact, by the way, which does mean I might be able to steal it. That would be awfully nice. But they are going to be going fast, ramping hard, and usually is either playing around an artifact subtype or, more likely, landfall. Did you know that Bant Ramp is good? Especially when you have access to some good removal and some good counter spells in your other things. Yeah, it can really, really come together as a crazy strong ramp package. They did not go for any ramp yet. Whee! Are you tails ending this? Stifle. Okay, so they're definitely heavy on the tempo. Rude. I've been strip mined. I actually thought about putting Stifle in this deck for the exact same reason. I also thought about doing that before, but since they played first, there was a very small window. Misty Rainforest going to grab themselves another duel. Hedge Maze. Now look, I have a memory lapse or something. Perfect. I also have to drink from the Forbidden Goblet. But I need to fill the Forbidden Goblet. So I will just wait 1 second here. The people in my Twitch chat, they love me so much. They love me enough to give me a big sippy. Yep. That sure does hurt to drink from. Trying to bring out Riel, overholding the memory lapse. That way I could have some protection for Dack. Oh, and Chandelar! Congratulations on making your memes more than dreams, redeeming 69,420 apple cores, and earning my respect. Cheers. What's happening with that mug? Oh, you know. Normal stuff. You gonna crew up? Station? Yeah, this card's ridiculous. What's happening with it? It's pain, yeah, it's just pain. If only I had one more mana so I could do that. Yeah, they can easily kill Dack. I don't have a way to steal right now. Even though playing Dack and plussing would get me lots of good value. I'm not gonna give you additional counters, no. Ugh, Ice Till Explorer. No, thank you. Oh, they get it anyway. And since we do have three fetches, sorry, in the graveyard, they can play all of them. There's no landfall happening right now, thankfully, but still frustrating. What are my opinions on the cards from Avatar not having the word investigate? I think that investigate being keyworded is silly, and that clue tokens should not have been keyworded in the first place. There's a very small number of cards that are actually impacted by that. Yeah, there's a Erdwall Instigator, I think, or Instigator, I think might be right. That, like, the first time you would investigate, you investigate again. I'm just digging. Let's see if this works. See if this resolves. They have 3 mana up, and 2 of it is blue. They're digging. Consulting the star charts. Yeah, like, there are a few cards where it matters, but there's not that many. Not what I crave. The land, but it's tapped. I can scour for scrap on their turn. Currently nothing in my grave for it. Am I going to a pre-release? I do not currently have plans to go to pre-release, so they're going to go crazy this turn. Speaking of investigates, I usually don't go to in-person pre-releases, in part because I just don't have time. I would need to take a day off streaming, which I don't do very much, and I'm actually going to be taking some time off, but it's for another work trip. Oof, a subtlety. So I can't even resolve the Dack if I want to. Yeah, occasionally if there's like a friend in town, I'll go with them to pre-release. You're pretty stoked for it. As you should be. I think the set looks great for Avatar. Swinging in, just letting that happen. Hi. Aww. All right. I can steal. I think I'd want the copy of the Ice Tilt to be the one that enters. See if this resolves. Snowborn Simulacra. If I Ice Till first, then that lets me play 2 more because I don't have a fetch. Hey, thank you so much for hanging, guys. So unfortunately, I think they have almost lethal in the air, though. I don't have too much interaction. Yeah, I have the 2 blockers on the ground. I can block Viza, but she's still swinging for 4. That's 6 there. All they need to do is, like, move this bird. And even then, I think it's just almost lethal. Because they have 4 attackers on the ground. And one of them, that Tireless Tracker, is pretty big. I could trade it with the Riel, but still. Pretty big. Yeah, I'm in this weird match where I can't play my commander. Too easily attacked. And nothing to steal right away. I will say that I'm very happy that Avatar is a good set. Because I like Avatar The Last Airbender. And after the Spider-Man set, which was honestly kind of insultingly bad, I'm very happy to have a good set to come into. I think I described it on Discord as walking out of a latrine and into a sunny day. Well, they found the lethal. All they gotta do is attack in the air. Can we blame the Forbidden Goblet for this loss? No. Only ourselves. GG. Kavero the Mind Bitten will be reanimating by simply casting and bringing back a bringer. Or, you know, becoming any copy of any creature in any graveyard. This is the sort of card that's really, really great. Because the more you can fill in your graveyard, the stronger cards you're able to reanimate. And yes, there'll always be 4 4s for 4, but having reanimation in the command zone at 4 mana is both unique and powerful. And I also usually have some good, you know, kill spells, discard spells, and counter spells to supplement themselves. Let's see if they can counter Dack. Nice. Dack has resolved. I will plus. I'm planning on just dropping a couple lands here. Alright, we got an Unable to Scream. Gonna drop those 2 lands. Oh, hey, Malcolm. Malcolm lets them draw and discard, as did the Reach Sanitarium. It let both of us draw and discard. But this only gets the chorus counters if you hit a player. This is actually something I think is wrong in a lot of card design. I think anything that triggers off hitting a player should also trigger off hitting a planeswalker or possibly even battles. They changed the kappa on Twitch to feature Peter Stormare, who is in Call of Duty. Is this a temporary thing? I don't like this. Product placement? Give me my weird man face. I don't like this weird man face. People watching this video are like, what are you talking about? They changed the kappa on Twitch. How dare they? Yeah, bring back the Planeswalker redirection rule. Where you bolted somebody's face and then redirect the damage to a Planeswalker. That's how it used to be. Yeah, only in sets that have a large number of planeswalkers do they template abilities to say player or planeswalker. Aw, man, they killed Dack. So we also saw them drop a counter spell, which is concerning. I'm going to lead with the Ragavan attack. Boop. In a null. Wow. This person is extremely counterspell heavy. Okay. I could kill Malcolm. I could turn him into a funky little artifact. And at which point I feel like they would just kill him anyway. I'm going to go with the... It's better if I discard it, but we're just going to do it now. Avacyn's Judgment, dealing 1 damage to them and 1 to their face. Oh, also, this is Superior Spider-Man. It sees quite a bit of play in Standard, especially now that we have the VV ban. I mean, they discarded a 3-mana counterspell that they can't cast right now because they don't have double blue. They don't really have black either. Okay, here we go. So Cavern of Souls is able to become a copy of Malcolm. But that Malcolm, I don't know. I think he's unable to scream. We overwrite his stats. He's now a 0-2 with no abilities. Behold my monkey! I'll give them a chance to kill their commander. I'm not going to use the lightning bolt to save that. Or like to make sure I get the steal. Monkey return! Thank you, Ragavan. Yeah, if I use Unable to Scream, I'm actually able to take the things with Dax minus, which is very cute. Cute to me, not to them. Hey, wouldn't you like a 4/4 Ragavan? Kill my monkey. Kill my monkey and steal it for yourself. Okay, Rona is going to be drawing and discarding. Whenever they cast a legend, she even untaps. You want to use that Grier Reach? Boop. Zip. So they're able to bring that back. But it's not like she has haste or anything. Let me try going for Dack again. They do have 1 blue source up. I will draw and discard. I can give them the potential monkey. We could be ooking over here. Drop the shove aside. It's one of those things where because almost everything they play will be a 4/4 after Kavero comes back, it's not that useful to me. Chain Lightning can hit any target, and they're both sorcery speed because I went first. Oh, we're drawing. We're dropping. I think I might just drop that Chain Lightning, actually. It's like I can use it to steal. That's actually part of why we have so many cheap burn spells in this deck, is because if they can target things, we can steal them, as long as it doesn't kill them. Time for Dack. Dack is back. Is Kavero gonna come out? Cruelty of Gix, chapters 1, 2, and 3. They can choose to reveal my hand. There are no creatures or planeswalkers, sorry. Chapter 2, they tutor, and Chapter 3, they reanimate. Which is actually really great for me, because those are not problems for me here. I'm going to start by swinging in with the Ragavan, getting a treasure, potentially stealing a spell, or Folk Looter. Wow, you have a lot of looters in your deck. Take the extra turn. Target me. Drops the Abrade and Galvanic Blast, because I guess I could still Ichor Moon with that. I'll still use up the treasure because I like to steal. Ichor Moon Gauntlet. Currency Converter. Extra counter. Bye-bye, Dack. And hello, Dack's ult. Anything they play, we steal. GG. Croxa and Kunaros. I've matched into this person quite a bit. They will be filling up their graveyard and then reanimate. They also tutor things in their graveyard to reanimate. I have an Urn for Polarity, which could be kind of fun. But nothing super fast here. That's all right. They're usually, like, have some discard spells and other just, like, control spells to keep the game in their favor while they build up some mana, fill up the graveyard, all of that. Also, it's like, it works when it enters and attacks, so even if it doesn't go the first time, it might happen later. I'm going to use the Mystic Sanctuary because it's going to be coming in tapped until I have lots of islands, so it's just kind of there. If a creature comes into play, I'll probably use Enter the Enigma just to cantrip. I have so many silly cards in this deck that are, like, just for Dack. So if I were them here, I think I would hit the Invert Polarity just because it's the only counter spell. Oh, Dreamtide Whale. Pool Whale. Are their sleeves pulsating? Yeah, they, like, glow. It's kind of nauseating. Yeah, they have to be careful about playing mana rocks into Dack. Okay, they have a reanimation in the graveyard, but nothing in their graveyard to yet reanimate. Dack. Next turn, I'm feeling like Whale, Enter the Enigma. I could have done it in the other order, but I want to go like this. I don't think Busy Mortar is going to do much here. And I'll drop the Pinnacle Monk too, since I got a better land. And I don't think I need to return things. I want that double spell, though, for the Proliferate. This is also a good Proliferate. My thoughts! They're seizing them. Now they could get rid of my counterspell, my Whale, my Gambit, or Enter the Enigma. I might actually hit the Whale or Gambit, unless I had something I needed to resolve. Yeah, they're hitting the counterspell. What if they'll kill Dack here? No, they're still attacking my hand. My Whale! Oh, you jerk. My cool Whale. That might be dice. Okay, let's see if they get a big reanimate here. No. Okay, so I get the ult? Okay, nice. That can steal. Move my commander to the command zone. Yes. I'll play the Arius. Pass the turn. And if one or two creatures happen to enter play, like, I don't know, if they were brought out by Croxa and Kunaros, I'm so ready. I'm stealing them both. A lot of hater energy for a deck that should mostly care about its own cards. A lot of hater energy. Terra, Herald of Hope, has a very cool reanimation ability that unfortunately isn't very useful if I take it, but I have a way to steal it, potentially on turn 4 in this hand. Using Relic's Roar, anything that's in play can be turned into an artifact and then stolen. Nice. Wait a minute. I just realized I could have put that in the graveyard and that would be reanimatable. Well, you thought about it too late, Amy. You could evoke it and put it in the graveyard. So they're gonna bobble me. I'm surprised they didn't bobble when it was the Surveil there. Thalia! That's gonna make almost all of my deck cost more. Rude. So she is going to be the first on my list to be destroyed. If I want to spike her, just save that as a land. Honestly, I kind of want to just play Vivi this turn. No mana, no problem. I want to save the Fury for when I can, like, 2 for 1. This is, I would say, a fairly must-kill card. Vivi being changed for digital. Yeah. So they ousted it, but that cost them 2 mana because of their own Thalia. I'll go for the Molten Impact here. Next time I cast an instant or sorcery, it will deal 3 damage. You think they did Thalia dirty by not putting her in foundations? Me too. To me, Thalia is one of the most just perfectly designed cards where it's like, yeah, this could exist in every single standard. Kind of like how I feel like a Braid should always be around. There are certain cards that they put in foundations, Omni and Wrath of God, that don't feel like what I want to see all the time. And then cards like this that they're not here. Oh, a Johnny. Well, you get that twofer. Stealing him does not do much, even if I were able to. Am I feeling Howler or Vivi in this matchup? I think Howler over Vivi. I'm 1 mana short of just, like, casting it. But again, I would like to steal Terra and bring that back. Huh. Brother! No! Huh. Brother, yes! Pew, pew. Oh, we're getting a raid! Hi, James! Huh. Brother! We're dying! Finally, they died together. As friends. Yeah, as friends. James, thank you so much for raiding. Welcome, raiders. Thank you, Frank, for the sub. I'm playing Dack. Dack should not be allowed to be in the command zone because he's mean. We turn things into artifacts and then we steal them. Or I just, like, steal artifacts. There's a lot of nasty business that this Dack can do. Ah, dang. So I did not, unfortunately, get another blue source. So stealing Terra is not going to happen this turn. How terrible. I am going to bring out Dack. And do I want to steal? Just like cleanly do a little minus. No, I'm going to go for the draw and discard because I have Howler out. Ooh, and I got a Chain Lightning. Perfect. I will drop the Cyclonic Rift and the Electrolyze, despite how nice it can be. I'm gonna put some buffs onto Captain Howler himself, and I'm gonna go swinging in. 9 damage and a draw. And remember, I still have that floating 3 damage here, so I should be able to take both of these guys out with a Chain Lightning. Ooh, or shove aside. No, I'd rather use the Chain Lightning. Going for the chain. Terra, instead of reuniting the party to take down Kefka, is shoved. She's brought a light. Oh, I was a starting player. Yeah, I guess I should use the shove aside over the Chain Lightning, but they have red, so it's like, I don't want them to reflect it on me. Pyrogoyf? Okay, now I really want to steal, because that's a big boy. I am once again not receiving what I would like. By the way, I can take the Mox Amber, but they can tap it first.
I'm a talented improviser.
Card advantage. Riel. Yeah. I'd say it lets me steal. see if they'll trade, since reanimation's kind of the name of the game for them. Cool. Play that tapped. I still don't have a second blue source. Yes, I know I can take that as a second blue source. And I might. But I'd rather steal Terra. I really want to steal Terra. Oh, Fire Blast! They sacrificed 2 mountains for it? Wow. Awesome. I can technically play Dack again. I don't think that that's what I should do this turn. Instead, I'm going to use the Kite Sail Larcenist to turn nothing on my side and tear it into a treasure. If she were tapped, that would give me like a potential window to steal her next turn. She would remain a treasure until this leaves play. This is mostly to just stop her from attacking, or try to stop her from attacking. But nope, they had a prismatic end, but now they won't be able to reanimate since they don't have the 2 mana. She is tapped. I need 1 more blue source. Thank you. We are going to play Dack. Dack is going to say, oh, what a nice artifact you have there. And we steal it. Terra is now mine. I will mill 2 cards. She will get flying. Perfect. The greatest thief in the multiverse stole 2 full-grown mountains. Oh, they're using a land. Fell the Profane on the backside, or I guess the front side, to kill their commander, because having that be stolen is bad. I do have this Karn's Bastion, so, like, I could proliferate and steal. Yeah, I'm gonna hold the Tail's End, since I don't have a way to treasurify her. Oh, goodness. Wait, but they don't have... They have 4 mana. I can hit this thing's ability. So they don't reanimate. Hey, Barbman.
Next time.
You've been playing my Wrench deck and enjoying it? Nice. I'm thinking about making a version of it for standard Brawl. Just for some big blinky steelies. I know what I'm doing. You won't let me ult Dack? Oh, sweet. I can put more counters on the Overlord, too. Nice. I'll ult Chandra. Would it be better to proliferate later and add to the impending? I forgot it was a thing you could do. Now, I can ult her now. I'm actually going to wait 1 more turn. I would like her to stay alive just because I don't have anything else to cast. Proliferating an Overlord is so rude. It looks like that is going to be game. GG, Terra. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. And thank you, Dack, for being just a horrendously scary commander to play against. I find that in certain games, when you get ahead, you can stay ahead. And in other games, you're forcing your opponents to play around Dack's just impending -2 ability, which is fun for us, the person playing him, and very unfun for our opponents. I said this in the intro, I'll say it again. I do not think Dack should be allowed as commander, because that's a really annoying ability to have in the command zone. It is a very particular kind of removal where you are taking things for yourself, and that's really good. I think that this deck is a really cool combination of abilities, though. It has, like, the Is It Tempo cards, but it's also running, like, a bunch of absolute jank in here that is entirely in here because of the potential -6. And the fact that I'm still able to get away with that in this deck and win most of my games makes this a very strong commander. People will just concede, by the way, if you, like, kill and counter things early, so don't expect to get to play out every game with Dack, but when you do get to play them out, sometimes they can be super fun, especially with weird flexible cards like Drick's Interception. Again, we're playing weird cards in this deck just for the potential of his ult, and I'm really into that. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a commander for me to brew, especially one from Avatar: The Last Airbender, please do! The set is coming out on Tuesday in Arena, and that means we have time to play with all of our benders, our allies, and of course, our wonderful fire princesses who turn into fire lords and cause chaos all throughout the nations. I am so happy that we get to play Zula. That's probably going to be one of my first brews, maybe Aang. And also, I am very open to doing standard Brawl decks for that because many of the cards within Avatar are what we call parasitic. They care about things that are mostly present in their own set. So while you can build with some things outside of the set, it's going to make a lot more sense to build within the set, smaller card pools, and that means standard Brawl. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.